Hi, I'm Paige, and today we're going to be doing a rose quartz meditation. And the theme is about self-love and self-care, but most importantly, it's about finding comfort in the discomfort. We are living in very uncertain times, and we're at the point of no return. There's no turning back. And so, how do we navigate the stresses, the fears, the anxieties as they come up? Because anything you're experiencing right now is completely natural. So the goal is to notice these emotions, to create space for them, somewhere in between resisting and reacting. Because when we create space for these emotions, we are honoring them, we are honoring ourselves, but we're not letting them overtake us. And so when we meditate, we're actually practicing this. We're practicing mindfulness, because when you meditate and you use your breath as an anchor, when thoughts come up, ideas, as they will, because we're human, when you notice that thought, when you acknowledge it, but you don't engage with it and you come back to your breath, that is practicing mindfulness. And that is exactly what not letting your emotions control you look like. That's what it means to take control of your emotions. You notice them, you observe them, and then you release them. And so the more we can do this in our daily lives when things come up for us, to create that space in between resisting and reacting, where our emotions can sit without judgment and just be, the more we are taking control of them and not letting them overpower us, and the more ease that we will feel as things come up for us, as they will, the more comfort we can find in the discomfort. Another thing that's really important during this time is to do something every day that lights us up. That means things that nourish us, that nurture our soul, that fulfill us. If we can find something every day to do that makes us feel good, that is another form of self-love and self-care, and it's never been more important than to do that. So, for example, maybe you love journaling, so I would recommend writing, stream of consciousness, 15 minutes every morning. Or maybe it's running. Anytime you exercise, you're releasing endorphins, and that's very positive. Or reading a good book, or listening to a podcast, or running in the park, or hiking. Whatever it is that is magical for you, I encourage you to do that in your everyday life, because while we can't control what's going on around us, we can control A, how we react to things, and B, our own behaviors. So these are all forms of self-love that will help us navigate these uncertain times. So today's rose quartz meditation is going to be about, once again, learning how to notice thoughts when they come up, acknowledging them, observing them, and then coming back to our breath. And even if it comes up 100 times during a meditation, even if your mind wanders multiple times during a meditation, it's okay, because just the act of noticing your thoughts and not engaging with them and coming back to your breath is a form of mindfulness, and that is what meditation is about. So we're going to focus on that today, focus on the heart chakra, and without further ado, let's all get into a comfortable seated position, stretch out any kinks, and then allow yourself to just gently close your eyes, settle into this present moment, because that's all there is. All suffering comes from us attaching any negative experiences from the past to the present moment, or attaching an anxiety, a fear to the future. But the truth is, those are all illusions. All we have is the now, the present moment. So the more we can focus on being in the now, being in the present moment, the more ease we'll feel in our lives. And once again, we can do this by noticing if our mind wanders to a past experience that triggers an emotion, and we can This is information for us. We can welcome it, but then let it go. Recognize that it's not a reality. It's something that happened in the past and is not affecting this present moment. And the same goes for when we project into the future. What if this happens? What if that happens? When you find yourself doing that, acknowledge that that is not a reality. Again, it is our mind's chatter. And we come back to the breath and allow ourselves once again to be in the present moment. So I can't stress enough how important meditation and mindfulness is, especially during this time, because by practicing this, you'll be able to do it with more ease and more grace in your daily lives. It's like a muscle that needs to be flexed. And know that during these times, we have all developed more grit, more resilience, more emotional agility. We are more adaptable. So we have all of the tools to navigate this period, to manage our emotions and show ourselves self-love and self-care and recognition for everything we've done, everything we have been through, and know that we have the inner strength and the tools to handle whatever comes up for us. So without further ado, let's start to just settle in, continue to breathe naturally, do a body scan, notice any discomfort in your body and just allow it to be. Don't resist it and don't move out of that position. Just breathe some more love into it. And then let's start to take a deep breath through our nose, expanding the lungs, holding it at the top, and then releasing with a long exhale through our mouth. And then another deep, deep, deep inhale through the nose, holding it at the top, and then releasing with a long exhale. And continue to breathe naturally on your own. And again, if a thought arises, notice it, observe it, and then come back to your breath. Your breath is your anchor. Now let's turn our attention to the heart chakra, the part of our body that sits in the center of our chest. And this is where we experience all forms of love, giving and receiving love easily and freely. And we want to fill this center with as much self-love as we possibly can. So I want you to envision a rose quartz crystal. Envision that pale, icy, blush pink color as if it were a ribbon of light or even cotton candy. Imagine it swirling and twirling and glowing throughout this heart center. And with each inhale, you are strengthening, you are nurturing, you are fortifying this heart center that goes across your chest, around to your back, and let the pink, warm, glowing light fill you up as it strengthens your sense of trust in the universe, trust in the process, self-love, and that you, as you inhale all of these positive qualities, you're going to release with the exhale any forms of self-doubt, any insecurities, any stresses. And then as you continue to inhale, I want you to imagine this pink ribbon of light as it continues swirling and twirling around your heart center, through your back, glowing, soothing, comforting, nourishing this part of your body where you experience self-love, self-care, honoring yourself, honoring others, Because when we honor ourselves, we create room so that we can show up as our best self for those around us. And when we rise, we elevate those around us as well. So the more we practice self-love and self-care, the better we show up for those we love. So I encourage you to continue to breathe deeply, inhaling and exhaling, calling in feelings of self-love, self-care, honoring yourself for the grit, for the resilience, for the adaptability that you've shown during this time. And then letting go of any emotion that no longer serves you. Just let it float away. Continue to bathe in this warm pink light, letting your energy center fill with love, your heart fill with love, and sit with this and think of a word that comes to mind now. Maybe it's I am love, or a mantra. Maybe it's I am peace. Whatever it is that resonates for you, imagine it, picture it, envision it, and hold this in your thoughts, in your heart, throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. And now begin to come back into your body, allowing yourself to notice any sounds around you. Do another body scan. Maybe what felt uncomfortable before melted away. Seal your practice quietly to yourself by thanking yourself for taking the time to show up for yourself today, to be here, to be present, to be in the now. And then whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes. Thank you and have a beautiful day.